If you fired up social media tonight, you may have noticed a flurry of stories coming out of the Apple Newsroom. And if we just scroll through here, we've got the new iPhone 18 Pro Mini. So let's click on that and check it out. Let's see what's going on here. Here we go. That's weird. I don't see that story. Let's try that again. The results you're looking for could not be found. But where is that headline? They're acquiring Chat CT. Let's see about Tim Cook is announcing his retirement. All right, so you see where I'm going with this. These stories are false. Nothing's happening here, but it is pretty interesting that Open Graph can be tricked into showing links like this. So this is something that I just wanted to highlight and show how was this done so that you can avoid it. And you know what? Let's just look at Apple's website. We're going to look at the source code in this thing to kind of understand what's going on. So first of all, what link opened up? That's what's going on here. So these links that we click on, they open these URLs, and we can see here that somebody figured out if we put the title of this thing in here, we can make Apple Newsroom Open Graph images look like, they say whatever they want. And then we can see the title of this page has the same story there. So nothing too crazy there. This is not like a serious security hack, but it is kind of embarrassing. If you're running press for a major organization like Apple that is concerned a lot about their image, this is just something that you don't really want to deal with. But let's see how this is done so that we can learn from this. All right, so we're looking at the source code now. This is HTML. So if we look at the title, we can see that the big problem is they're putting user input in the title. If the search was in front of there and then Newsroom and then this phrase, then it wouldn't be the end of the world. But this is one of those things where whenever you put this website together, you're not thinking like, the stuff that users put in to a search could end up looking like a story that's coming from our organization. So this is something where if you're a company like Apple or you run a major news organization, you probably want to take any kind of user input out of your title. Title is just one part of it though. So if we look at Open Graph, there's more meta tags that actually describe how these links expand. And we can see here we have user input for the title on this thing, and the same thing for Twitter. So this is actually what we're seeing in Twitter. And if we look inside of here, it gets cropped off, but you can see the dash right there, right? Dash newsroom dash search. And this is not just a problem that's confined to Twitter. So let's go ahead and we'll fire up the Open Graph Plus. So if you go to ogplus.com, there's a validator in the top. And if we paste this URL in here, we will see that this is roughly what this is going to look like on all these different chat applications and news networks. So let's say that somebody threw this in their company Slack. Yeah, that's not as noticeable there, but on Twitter, they cut that off. So this preview would cut that off. So this preview needs to cut that line off. But there's all sorts of social networks where this could potentially be an issue, right? You're not necessarily even going to see that, even if you post this on LinkedIn. This is something that folks are going to see. So this isn't a problem that's unique to Twitter. This is a problem that's unique to Open Graph. And Open Graph is that thing that if you share a link, say just this text link, and you don't see an image, there's no Open Graph behind that. But when you get an image and it expands, such as Apple has done, you can add other stuff to it, like a title and all that. But you want to be careful. You want to keep user input out of there. Otherwise, you could have kind of an embarrassment that happens like this. So keep that in mind. You want to keep user inputs out of your images. Now, it doesn't just stop there. I think kind of another piece of this is what image is being shown. So in the case of Apple, if we take their website and we plug it into the Open Graph Insights link here, we'll see that this thing actually scans several pages on a website to check the Open Graph. So we're looking at careers. They have a different logo. That's good. Now, an organization as big as Apple, they have several different websites, and some of those websites will serve up Open Graph, others won't. But for the most part, what I've noticed is that Apple, they only serve up just a picture of their logo. They don't actually show what is behind that logo. So, for example, That link we saw from the newsroom just showed this, and we didn't see the page. But if Apple is using something like Open Graph Plus, which actually takes a screenshot of the page and shows it in here, then people would have seen that, oh, this is the results of what you're looking for can't be found. So they would have clicked on that or saw that in the image and immediately know like something is up, something smells funny. We don't see the actual story. We just see the results you're looking for cannot be found. So that's also part of it. You need to think about, don't have user input in the images, and then don't have the same image for every single page on your website. It needs to look different for every page so that if you see Apple or you see contact, it should show like what does this thing actually look like. And if you use Open Graph Plus for that, you just drop a meta tag into your website like this, and then that actually takes a screenshot of the page that's being requested behind it. So you don't have that problem of just throwing a logo up there, and people think like, oh, this is definitely Apple, some official Apple thing. They would have seen that no results are not found, and they would have immediately known something is up. So keep those two things in mind when you're building your website. Just don't put user inputs and titles, and use different Open Graph images per page. Ideally, it shows the content, and you will have much less confusion, and the internet won't be as fun, but I think for a company like Apple, you don't want people having fun all over the social network like that.